Hi everyone, I am Noreen Panaguiton, uh, and together with Miss Chelsea Nicole Taga-oc, we are going to be your mini teachers for this video. And we are going to talk about alternative energy resources. Now, what are alternative energy resources? Now, alternative energy is basically energy that does not naturally replenish, pero emits lower carbon emissions. For example, things like natural gas cogeneration, and fuel cells. What I'd like to add here is, ang purpose ani is to reduce pollution while still meeting our energy needs. Alternative energy is really important for industries and even for our homes, dahil it's more sustainable kasi sa traditional fossil fuels. Okay, alternative energy, renewable energy is a naturally occurring and replenishes without the interference of human interaction. Examples of this are solar energy, biomass resources, wind energy, and geothermal and hydro energy. As you can see, renewable energy is naturally occurring and replenishes without human interference. So in simple terms, it's like something na never maubos kay natural nga mag-generate og balik, unlike fossil fuels nga limited ra. This is why countries are investing more in renewable energy kay it's clean and sustainable. Now, alternative energy versus renewable energy. Like what I've said earlier, renewable energy is naturally replenished, while natural energy is more like a low-emission substitute, but not necessarily renewable. Now, take note that not all alternative energy is renewable, so we have to be careful sa pag-classify. For example, nuclear power is alternative, but it's not renewable. Now, here are the sources of alternative energy. We have 10. Nuclear power, hydroelectric energy, wave energy, biofuels, natural gas, geothermal power, wind energy, biomass energy, tidal energy, and hydrogen gas. First, we have nuclear power. Nuclear power is one of the most abundant and alternative energy sources. It's efficient, low emission, and creates jobs. For example, one of the examples is the Bataan nuclear power plant. Even though nuclear is clean sa emissions, we need to be mindful of waste disposal and safety protocol. Next, we have hydroelectric energy. Hydroelectric methods are among the earliest ways of creating energy. Hydro is very clean, but sometimes it can affect ecosystems. Fish and plants can be displaced if the dam is too big. Here are some examples of hydroelectric energy. The Magit Dam. Number 3, we have wave energy. Wave energy uses the movement of water to generate power. Wave converters capture energy from the ocean. This energy is still under research and not widely used yet, but it has great potential for coastal areas. Next, we have biofuels. Biofuels makes use of animal and plant life to create energy. They are fuels that can be obtained from some form of organic matter. Now, biofuels are renewable pero dili completely clean kay sulfur dioxide and other emissions can still occur. Next, we have natural gas. Natural gas is becoming a better energy source because new compression methods makes it easier to use, especially in cars that want to lower carbon emissions, but has a higher chance of causing pollution if it leaks. So, it is important nga mag-practice ta og safety sa siyang storage, sa iyahang storage. Next, we have geothermal power. Geothermal power extracts energy from the ground and has massive potential with little land disruption. This is reliable and can provide constant energy, unlike solar or wind nga dependent sa weather. Next, we have wind energy. Wind energy uses a renewable source, generates no waste, and power millions of houses each year. Unfortunately, this form of energy generation also presents challenges. One of the examples of wind energy are wind turbines, which restrict views and may be dangerous to some wildlife. Some communities, manggod, may oppose wind farms because of noise and aesthetic reasons. So, location is very important when it comes to this matter. Next, we have biomass energy. Biomass energy includes burning wood, causing landfill waste to produce heat with lower carbon release. This is renewable but can still cause air pollution if not managed properly. Okay. Next, we have tidal energy. Tidal energy uses the kinetic power of the ocean through tidal stream generator and produces no fossil fuel. But tidal energy is location dependent. You need strong tides to make it efficient, and it can affect marine life. And last, we have hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is a clear burning fuel that emits only water vapor. Hydrogen is promising as a future fuel, but storing it safely and producing it economically are still challenges.
Alright, after learning about alternative energy, let's now move on to renewable sources of energy. But first thing first, I am Chelsea Taga-oc, but you can call me Teacher Charles. So, when we say renewable, these are energy sources that come from nature and do not run out as long as the Earth exists. These energy sources are important because they help protect the environment and reduce pollution. So, renewable energy comes from naturally occurring sources and is replenished without human interference. So, examples include solar energy, biomass, wind energy, geothermal energy, and hydro energy. Fun fact, according to education sources, the amount of sunlight reaching Earth in 1 hour is greater than the total energy the world consumes in an entire year, a fact often used by educators and scientists to highlight the potential of solar power. These are the renewable energy sources we will discuss today. First is the biomass. Second is the hydro energy. Third is the geothermal energy. Next is the solar energy, tidal energy, wave energy, wind energy, and wood energy. Let's go through them one by one. So first is the biomass energy. So biomass energy uses organic materials such as plants, waste, and wood. It is renewable because plants can be regrown, but it is not completely clean because it produces sulfur dioxide when burned. When we say sulfur dioxide, it is a harmful gas released mainly from burning coal and oil that causes air pollution and harms people's lungs, plants, animals, and buildings, and environment that can lead to acid rain. So, as you can see here in the picture, it shows how waste materials can still be turned into useful energy. So now let's proceed to hydro energy. So hydro energy uses moving water to generate electricity. It is very clean and powerful, but it can damage ecosystems, especially when large dams are built. Take a look at this picture or this image. This image shows how water pressure is used to turn turbines or turbines. Next is the geothermal energy. Geothermal energy uses heat from inside the earth. It is reliable but location dependent, meaning not all places can use it. Take a look at this underground heat illustration. This heat is used for electricity and even for heating homes. Fun fact, the Philippines is one of the top producers of geothermal energy globally. According to the National Geothermal Association of the Philippines and the Global Energy Data, the Philippines ranks as the third largest producers of geothermal energy in the world, behind the United States and Indonesia, based on installed geothermal power capacity. And now let's proceed to solar energy. Solar energy uses sunlight to produce electricity. It is clean and renewable, but it can be unreliable depending on heat and location. Take a look at the solar panel image. This picture shows solar panels absorbing sunlight, and that sunlight it will turn into energy. Fun fact, solar panels still work even on cloudy days, just less efficiently. And now let's proceed to the tidal energy. It uses the movement of ocean tides to generate power. It is very powerful, but it can affect marine life and is limited to coastal areas. So this image shows how tide push turbines underwater. Fun fact, tidal energy is extremely predictable because tides follow the moon's movement. Next is the wave energy. Wave energy uses wave motion, not tides, to produce electricity. It is less harmful to sea life compared to tidal energy, but it is still under research. Take a look at this device, a wave device image. These devices float on water and move with waves. And now let's proceed to the wind energy. From the word itself, wind energy, it uses wind turbines to generate electricity. It is reliable when turbines are placed in the right location. However, it can cause noise pollution and can be harmful to birds. Take a look at this wind farm picture. This picture shows how multiple turbines work together. And last but not the least is the wood energy. It is a part of biomass energy. It is renewable but it requires burning, which causes pollution. This reminds us that not all renewable energy is completely clean. But did you know that all renewable energy is an alternative energy, but not all alternative energy is a renewable energy? Another fun fact, wood was one of the first energy sources used by humans. As we all know, woods can be seen anywhere in this planet or in this world. Let's now proceed to the renewable energy in the Philippines. Did you know that the Philippines is rich in renewable energy resources because of its sun, wind, and geography? Take a look at this image. The Burgos Wind Farm in Ilocos Norte is one of the biggest in Southeast Asia. Solar plants in Negros help supply electricity and reduce brownouts. Fun fact, these projects help reduce thousands of tons of carbon emissions every year. Burgos Wind Farm. The Burgos Wind Farm is a 150 megawatt power plant that started operations in 2014. It can power millions of households and helps reduce carbon emissions annually. The solar energy in Negros. The San Carlos Solar Energy Project successfully connected 22 MW of solar power with more under construction. This helps improve electricity supply in the Visayas. All right. So, to conclude everything, renewable energy is important because it is sustainable, environment friendly, and essential for the future. While each energy sources has advantages and disadvantages, proper use can help protect our planet. It comes from within and it comes basically from us. And that is all for today. Thank you for listening. We hope this presentation helped you understand the alternative energy and renewable energy better. See you next time.